Um, in the book, you go through what you call the big six benefits. Can we go through those big six, because I think they're really really important. Obviously, as a personal trainer, I would, but they are, and you go into the science in each and every one of these of why exercise gives us this benefit.
Sure. And let me say first, Alan, I like to say that if there were a pill that could do everything that exercise could do, we'd all be clamoring for it. And we can talk about these big six, and there are others as well. And so the list is really very long of all the benefits that exercise has. I really believe it's the closest thing we have to a fountain of youth. And yet it's a shame that so few people take full advantage of it. So with that in mind, we can go through, as I say, as you said, what I call the big six. So the first one is simply the research shows that exercising regularly, regular physical activity helps people live longer. And not only does it help people live longer, but it helps people live healthier, so that there's what's in many cases what's so-called compression of morbidity, which means that the time that we have debilitating conditions is condensed typically toward the last few years or the end of life. So there are fewer years of disability. And so you might say that it adds years to your life, but life to your years as well. So that's a key point there. Also, we hear about this all the time. Regular exercise reduces the risk of heart disease. That's something many people are familiar with. Less risk of heart attacks and cardiovascular disease. Lower risk of certain kinds of cancer. That includes colon cancer, breast cancer. And boosts your brain power. What that means is there's a lower risk of dementia, Alzheimer's disease, in those who exercise regularly. Also, people who are not affected by dementia just have clearer thinking often, better memory. Who often experience that. People experience that often who regularly exercise. Mood is another area of important area. There's lower risk of depression among those who exercise regularly, and among those who have symptoms of depression, exercise can often help improve those symptoms. And then finally, what I like to call fending off feebleness. As we get older, we have various conditions that can make it harder to do everyday tasks. So we have bones tend to become less strong, osteoporosis, arthritis. We lose muscle mass as we get older, and so regular exercise can help all of those things, and particularly muscle mass as we lose muscle mass as we get older. And what that means is that people often, as they get older, have trouble doing everyday activities, getting up and down from a chair, walking up and down steps, doing simple things. And so this impairs their quality of life. And by helping to preserve muscle mass, particularly, exercise can help us live fuller, more active lives longer.